Oh, hi everybody. How are you doing? I am doing well. This is Heather Alexandra for Kotaku.com, a video game website about video games. I am joined in the booth by
Paul Tamayo.
Paulie T.
That's me.
Bam, bam, bam,
That's me, baby.
So today's been a pretty busy day. I put out a review of Devil May Cry 5,
Go read that.
which I think I'm going to be streaming with Tim Rogers tomorrow. But for now, we're playing Left Alive.
We're playing the real hotness right
which
now,
is,
right?
Listen, I think this game is fascinating.
Yeah.
I think most people have heard about it in terms of it being like a garbage trash fire. That's partially true, but I think it's kind of interesting, and I want to show it off and play it. So this is a game published by Square Enix, maybe even made by Square Enix. I forget who the actual developer on this is. You notice at the bottom it says that character design is by Yoji Shinkawa, Kojima Productions Company Limited.
Gang.
Good old Yoji Shinkawa, who's done a lot of the designs for Metal Gear and things like
He
that.
doodled me one time.
Yeah, he did. I've seen that picture.
Yeah.
It's really good. But this is a game set in the Front Mission universe. And for those of you who aren't as familiar with Front Mission, they're mostly robot, like giant mech tactics games. So there are giant robots in this game, but this is not a game really about piloting giant robots.
No.
So I've been playing a fair amount of it. I want to play all of this just to see what the hell its deal is. But we're going to start a new game.
Yeah.
So here's real talk. This game is incredibly hard. Not because I can't play stealth games. I'm doing a retrospective on Metal Gear Solid, and I've gotten my gosh darn big boss rankings. I can play stealth games.
Flex.
This is just a complicated, weird, clunky game that feels like it was made in 2002 or something.
We were just talking about it off stream.
To the point where a peer of mine whose name sounds like Bloston Blocker was like, hey, they recommended that we play it on light because the game is so clumsy and so weird.
You'll see what we mean in a second, too.
Yeah. But it's going to give us some story, and then we're going to get into it.
Yeah, let me know how game audio is. I can always turn it up for everybody out there.
This is 100% a game where, like, usually I play everything on default difficulty, especially for reviews. Reviews, I always play on default difficulty. Like, I don't think there's an excuse for playing on easy in a review. That's me, personally. It's my philosophy. This is a game where I'm curious about it, like, narratively and like, systemically a little bit, so I'm okay with dropping it down to...
I do find it interesting that, see that world map there is we're on the right. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Switching it up.
In the future,
Things
robots.
change.
Wanzers.
War never changes.
Wanzers are one of my favorite names for a mech in any video game series, which is very, very good.
Mobile Suit Wanzer.
In the sense that, for whatever reason, giant mechs tend to be aestheticized or in a lot of ways with, like, German shit. In the same way that, like, Mobile Suit Gundam later on starts to lean into, like, some of the German shit. This has aspects of that with, like, or at least...
Wanzer, Panzer.
Right, it's like Walking Panzer, sort of. Has a play on that. There's another game called Ring of Red, which I just pulled up here to kind of show you. It's for PlayStation 2. That game is set in Japan, but also features, like, a lot of German mechs and some American mechs. Those are called Armored Fighting Walkers. It's kind of boring for a name.
AFW.
But the main character's name there is Weizsäcker. So there's always a little bit of that. He's, like, half Japanese, half German.
Of course. Yeah, but it's like we were talking, I mean, you'll see in a second, chat, but, like, we were just talking about it off air of, like, how much this feels like a PS2 Xbox, like, first Xbox game.
Right, so we're talking over this cutscene, and there's probably somebody on YouTube who's like, what are you talking about the cutscene? And first off, you're a chump. And secondly, because whatever.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
So this means nothing to most people except me, but this game reminds me of an Xbox stealth game called Vampire Reign. So much. Reminds me so much of Vampire Reign, and I need to establish that I think Vampire Reign is a fascinating game. Vampire Reign is also one of the worst games I've ever played. So for this to remind me of that is just like, man, I don't know, right? So, first chapter. War has broken out. We are Owen Wilson. We are behind enemy lines. Oh, wow. Oh, my robot. Wow. So we're playing as Mikhail, who is
my mech was badly damaged in the fighting.
left behind enemy lines.
It reminds me of a specific PS2 game that I'm looking up right now. I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, figure it out.
It's a stealth game.
Like
Chad, help me out.
Like if, I don't know. So there are things about this game that I like, and we're going to talk about the things that I like. But also, this game is a clumsy mess.
Perfect. Just perfect. What am I supposed to do?
I can't tell if this is Steve Staley or if this is like... What the hell is Prompto's voice actor?
No, it wasn't SOCOM. It was definitely a Metal Gear ripoff. It had a generic looking dude on the cover.
Okay, so somebody's asking already, are there more things that you like than you dislike? I think this game is super fascinating. But I would never recommend it to somebody. I would never be like, you need to play this thing. I think it's super interesting though. Oh, I've been spotted already, so I gotta run. That corpse I just picked up is actually the corpse of another player, whose items I am looting, which is very, very interesting.
That is interesting.
But you'll notice already that, like, watch me do my slide. Like,
whoa!
Like, this game has, like, jank on levels that I've not seen in a long time. But also at the same time, it's like, dude, if I'm out there, like, those mechs can attack me, and I gotta run from giant mechs, and that shit's cool. Movement when you're crouching is slow and awkward and weird, and then like going up against the walls like really sticky, like, and
you have to press left bumper to run and press it again to sprint. So weird.
Right bumper is run and left bumper is your items, but it also has like these things where you're crafting items to sneak around enemies, and like I like the idea of a game where you are behind enemy lines. I like the idea of a game with giant mechs because mechs are cool. And the stories that we can tell with giant mechs are fascinating. But boy, is this hard to play. So when I say, like, this is a hard game, I don't think it's because it's genuinely difficult. I think it's because it is a game that doesn't really
nothing they can do to them.
Obey you. Gunplay in this game is terrible. Yeah, they're gonna shoot boats, by the way.
Son of a...
If you can push through that clunkiness, and I feel like I can because I like that type of stuff. I like clunky, weird games. My position on games has always been I will explore to the fullest of my ability a game that I think is interesting or trying stuff, even if it doesn't necessarily play well. But also, I just played Devil May Cry 5, a game which plays incredibly well. So that right there is actually the corpse of another player. If they're outlined in purple,
oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
It means that a player has died there.
Does the game tell you that?
At some point they do. So right now we're getting to like...
It's fascinating.
Some of the stealth stuff. There's a lot of on-the-fly crafting. There's a lot of things going on. They're going to tutorialize the hell out of us. And then look at that. Giant Owanzer, which is great. But like if I wanted to... I don't think I have the materials yet, but if I wanted to, I could start crafting stuff. It's not telling me what I can craft because I don't think the game's been like, we haven't told you how to craft yet. But the idea is like, man, sneak around this war zone and like survive, y'all. Look at how weird that is. Like there's just something about this game is just weird, right?
Yeah, you move like a mech.
It's very, very strange. And also I can't just do like a single kill attack. I have to like
beat the crap out of somebody,
bonk him, and then do this weird stab attack.
The crowbar. Oof.
There's just always an extra layer of convolution and clunkiness in this game that makes the actual act of playing it just really weird. But also, again, it's doing weird stuff. Look, I'm in a war zone. There's mechs going on. Like, this is cool to me, especially. But also, like, man, what y'all doing?
What is this?
Yeah, it's very, very odd. But I want to show it off. I'm going to have full impressions on the site today, including gameplay of getting to pilot a mech and some, I think some really decent stealth gameplay.
I saw a little bit of the mech gameplay over my shoulder when you were playing by us.
Yeah, so I posted some of that on my Twitter. It's very clunky.
How do you interact with people? Because I walked right past Homeboy the first time.
So I think some of it's kind of glitched. So sometimes,
Huh.
like, talking with people, I don't think it registers that you can.
The
But also,
hell?
if we get through this opening level, we'll see there's dialogue segments in the same way that, like, you'd be. So some people have compared this to Alpha Protocol, which I don't think is the most fair comparison because I think Alpha Protocol's dialogue system is one of the best that's ever been made. But it has that feel of like a kind of a clunky action game with some dialogue. If you're looking, so somebody's like, I thought this would be a really decent Metal Gear knockoff. It's not that.
No.
It's 100% not that.
One down. Let's keep looking
But
around
if you
here.
are, I don't know, if you're looking for
Orders are
something
to
that's
exterminate every last
interesting
Lusanian
and
rat we find.
strange, there are
We have to be
probably
thorough.
worse games to play.
Roger that.
If you like mechs, this is a chance to kind of perceive mechs from a different viewpoint. There's not like mech games are usually about piloting the mech because that's what they want you to do. This is more like,
Please enter your authentication code.
man, if one of these things
comms are
fucking
back
see
up.
me, it's done.
Authentication
Yeah.
code XBR 786509.
It's like super
Lieutenant
screwy.
Army 2nd Mobile Platoon, Staff Sergeant Mikhail Shuvalov. Koshka,
Oh my
please
god, I
report.
found it.
What happened
What
to
is
us?
The game that this reminds
Voice
me
print
of.
verified.
Operation
Code confirmed.
Winback.
Winback?
glad
Oh
you
well,
are safe,
Winback
Staff
is that
Sergeant
was also on
Shuvalov.
the
The
Nintendo
invading
64.
Guardian
Yeah, it was on the, that's how I found it. I was like, I know it was also on 64.
Yeah, yeah.
Novo's
So
Lava City's
that's like
defense forces
Oh my
are retreating
God.
from
Winback
all
is
quarters.
when we're starting
am
to
I
get like
supposed to
cover
do?
shooters.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
too
yeah.
dangerous here. Find
there's
somewhere
other-
safe and then secure
God,
some
now I can
equipment.
move on.
What's
with my life.
what's the one that really popularized cover shooting? I think it's Kill Switch or
Kill
something.
Switch, yeah.
Which was one of the first that really
You
did
gotta be
that.
kidding me.
But Winback
How
is
am I
kind of
supposed to do
along those
that?
lines too. I can, in theory, jump over these flames. So
What?
give you a chance. Like, so here's another example of jank.
What the fuck?
It's like, I don't know. It's weird. I like Winback. Winback's a fun game.
It took me a while to get that.
Mm.
Thank you, Google.
Winback makes more sense once you start to understand it's really a game just about like shooting dudes and not like a legit hardcore stealth game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It had a multiplayer mode as well,
Did
which
it really?
which was really bananas and really cool.
Mikhail, I've detected a survivor from the 2nd Mobile Platoon. Transferring to your device.
That's Koshka.
Sergeant Major
She's some sort
Alexander
of
Ogienko
AI?
seems to be wounded.
Damn it, what's that old man doing?
I don't know. I like these environments. I like sneaking around. I'm into it.
It does give me some Metal Gear 4 vibes.
Caution.
We were talking about it
The
yesterday.
enemy is
Right. This
approaching.
feels a lot like Chapter 3 of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people were like, "Man, I hope it plays a lot like MGS5." And let me tell you, no. I'm sorry to break it to you. This isn't even like.
Drill remains.
Yeah, somebody says it in chat too. I'm like, it's not even like Siphon Filter.
Mm-mm.
But then again, I never really liked Siphon Filter.
I like Siphon Filter. You can like salsa, lock onto somebody, and then salsa dance.
Yeah, you can go back and forth in those games a lot. So I think the biggest stumbling point for this right now is like, dude, that's fucking cool. I'm sorry, mechs are the best. I could spend 30 minutes right now talking about mechs and like how we aestheticize the combat of mechs and
Mhm.
all sorts of shit. It's just good shit, man. Mechs are cool. So I need to go that way. I think that's a tie-in promotional object with World of Tanks.
Oh yeah, there is.
I don't know what those things are, but
I got that update
they
up
are
top.
there.
It was like Half-Life and World of Tanks.
Yeah, there's some sort of
content.
promotional stuff. So what I was
Huh?
saying before I got super excited by the fact that a Wanzer showed up, is first off, this is a full price game. It's $60. I'm not somebody who usually tells people what to do with their
Caution.
money. I don't
The
think my
enemy is
job as a
approaching.
critic or even as like a I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable telling people like don't spend $60 on this thing.
Mhm.
I don't think this is really a game where you want to be plopping down full price.
Oh, those are save points.
Yeah, I'm a save just to do it. That's my most recent like actual save point. Oh, it overdid my auto save when I was in chapter 4. Oh well. Maybe I can get so I can swap. So this is like an item box. You'll find a ton of these. Some of these have like special items from preview stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait, there's a backpack near here. I'm grabbing that shit.
So someone's
So-
asking. So do you think
yeah.
that this gameplay of sneaking around or shooting around is more of an afterthought compared to the mech fighting stuff in the game?
So I think it's the other way around. I think the mech
Mm.
fighting stuff is probably the afterthought.
Interesting.
which is a pretty bold thing to say. But so now I got to start thinking about crafting items. So this is the big thing of this game, which is you'll find a lot of combat encounters where if you've not prepared your items beforehand,
You're screwed.
yeah, it's just not going to go well. Luckily, I have a shotgun in this thing here, which is very nice. So we'll get through this easily. But like, I don't know, like the idea of a play yard and then like a mech in the distance, like I don't know.
It's kind of cool.
Something about the way it approaches war zones and then like scrounging and hiding behind enemy lines to me is very cool.
It's like, what if we made the Division for PS2?
Yeah, it's also just like, man, it's just clunky ass shit. Is this fucker gonna see me? Vodka. So
Lot of
so vodka, you can do a couple things with it. You can turn it into a Molotov, or you can drink it to get first off buzzed, and then also to get an empty bottle to distract enemies.
That's funny. So does it impact your controls and stuff, or what?
What's up?
When you drink the vodka?
So where's my vodka? Oh, I don't want that. I'm just gonna drink vodka.
Nice.
I think it also counts as a healing item that can affect like pain tolerance or something.
He just chugged the whole bottle, bro.
So it's like, I don't know, there's a ton of interesting stuff in this game. The idea that, oh, that's a dead player who fucked up here is like very cool to me.
Very yeah.
But it's a weird ass game. Like I don't know what that World of Tanks thing is. It's just like, hey, you found a World of Tanks thing, and I'm like, great.
I can't wait for you to find the Half-Life thing, whatever the heck that is.
It's probably just all these crowbars lying around.
Yeah. Customized crowbar.
Oh, we left it here for you, Gordon. Huh? And you're like, you left it. I don't need 2 crowbars. Yeah, I got plans. You're gonna see what my plans are.
Yeah, so the purple outline bodies are players who have previously died.
Right, and
Other players.
I think some of them are placed and like engineered by the game as well to just be like, here's a dead corpse. But some of them, like there are certain areas where there's like a lot of bodies, and you're like, oh, players just like ate shit.
The enemy is approaching.
This is a hard area.
So, Koshka just said like, caution, the enemy is approaching. She says that constantly. It's one of the most annoying things in this entire game.
I was
Yeah,
Like she
walking.
just said it again. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was walking up to someone who had his back to me, and it was like, caution! I'm approaching him. Why are you yelling at me?
I selected the wrong thing. I
Caution.
need my
The enemy is approaching.
remote cans. So this should attract them, which is good.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
You can also have like enemy scanners. So basically, I'm creating an improvised explosive device at the moment.
Ooh,
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
damn. Oh, homie's still alive.
Yeah. I should have rushed in and hit him with a fucking
Double
Caution.
tap.
The enemy is approaching.
no crowbar. Which I'm probably gonna do here. So like, look, you can do stealth shit in this game.
What's going on with this dude?
Oh, did I
Caution.
not equip my
The
crowbar?
enemy is approaching.
Wrong button. The interface in this game, sometimes I'm not good with it.
Caution. The enemy
Yeah,
is
so
God.
it's so there are things that are super annoying. The sounds are basically just Metal Gear sounds, which is great. Okay, fucker.
Caution.
Okay,
The enemy is
fucker.
approaching.
Kasha, whatever your name is, please. Oh!
Okay. So it's like you can get stealth done in this game. It's just also, I don't know. Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. So combat in this game is clumsy as shit.
Oh, shit.
I need to find this other dude.
Oh.
That's an item. Ah,
What the
fucking
hell?
shit. Okay.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Oh wow, I didn't even catch that. Jalapeno in the chat says, caution, sandstorm approaching.
God damn it.
Nailed it.
This fucking game.
Nailed it. Oh, damn. Ah.
No, I'm good. So you can see it's like, this is just hard. It's like a weird game.
It's Clunk City.
I am fascinated by it. I think it is super interesting. I know a lot of people are probably going to watch this and be like, this is fucking garbage. But okay, let's establish one thing. I love garbage.
Right.
I find a lot of games, especially games like this,
Caution.
to be
The enemy is approaching.
super fascinating.
It's actually this week's topic for viewpoints. In defense of trash
Okay.
games.
So we're just going to push up here.
Was that in slow motion or that's just the regular speed?
That's just the speed. It's a very clumsy,
The
clumsy
hell?
game. But, you know, so we made it through there. And I think we're going to be mostly through this first chapter, which is good. Thank God I had that shotgun. But also just...
Nice! Interpretive dance.
Yeah, so the big thing right now is that it's clumsy. This game, not very much... The actual act of playing this game is not very satisfying. But I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I would watch someone play this.
I think these systems are interesting. I think the concepts are interesting. It's just not particularly enjoyable to play, which is so bananas. Yes, this is where we gotta go. We're gonna see some dialogue options, and so some of the times when you do a dialogue option in this game, your character talks, and then other times they just don't. I don't
Hey,
know
old man.
if that's
You've
just a
got some
cost
nerve
save thing, or like I don't
addressing
know.
a superior officer like that. What happened to the others?
How should I know? What the hell is going on? Everyone said it wouldn't
So
come to
I'm
war.
gonna play
I never took you for
all of this
naive.
game.
Is he 12 years
We're
old?
soldiers, Mikhail.
Yeah,
Why else would we
Captain.
be here?
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening
We're
here.
getting out of here right now. They're picking off the survivors.
Listen to me, Mikhail. There are only two things
Yeah, this
you're
is set in the.
responsible
It's
for:
like a front mission
surviving
side story.
and saving the civilians.
I barely managed to
See how it's
save
kind of stiff
myself.
and everything there,
Yeah.
though.
What makes you think I
Everything
could
about
take care
this
of
game
anyone
is
else?
just like weird.
It's up to you to decide whether you'll do it or not.
God.
Mikhail.
But see, like
there's no
that
one
time
here
he
to
didn't
help
talk.
you. Believe in yourself.
So
You
sometimes
can
you.
just tell.
Soul otherwise.
I can see the doubt in your eyes.
So they talk about saving civilians, and that actually ends up becoming a mechanic in certain
They are
areas,
coming this way.
which is like. In certain levels, there are like side activities to rescue people, to get them to safe zones. They can die, which is also interesting to me. Speaking of mechs, and if we use them, this one is broken, but oh god, don't shoot at me.
Board the
Caution,
ones or
body armor damaged.
All right.
So this one can't move right now, but we get kind of a turret segment here. There are mechs that you actually
Legs are badly damaged and unable to function.
can pilot,
Tell me
but since you're in the city, it's kind of
Shoulder weapons returning in error. Only the right-hand weapon is functional.
my shoulder weapons aren't online yet.
yeah, this is definitely not like a tutorial section. Right?
But if you think like these guns don't particularly have like a lot of weight to them, so
Whoa.
it's not necessarily the most satisfying mech experience either, because like mech combat needs to feel weighty and like shit is breaking, because the thing that makes mech combat interesting is what happens when first mechs depersonalize the way that we fight each other, and then when they start to break apart and those shells kind of break down, and we start to see like the people that we're fighting. At least that's what I think is interesting about mech combat. And so this is clumsy. We might not get to it in the next segment. We might skip to chapter 3 depending on where my cutscene is, or my save file is, and we can get some more mech action. But you know, everything about this game, even the stuff that's kind of cool, is very clumsy, and you either work with that clumsiness and can engage with it or not.
There you go.
Right. Like I said, there are things about...
Reinforcements approaching.
Yeah, but virtual on still feels clunky. Or it can feel clunky, right? Like, because when you connect it, so somebody's telling me about virtual on as a counterpoint to clumsy mech combat. The proper counterpoint to clumsy mech combat is probably Zone of the Enders. But virtual on, like when you connect with somebody, like if you melee them, like there's contact, like it feels like a thing is happening. Same thing with
Roger that.
Zone of the
Thinking
Enders,
good,
which is fast and
considering it's
sleek and
pretty much
sexy, but like
undescribable
when
now.
you connect, like if
I hope the
Anubis
old man's
grabs
still hanging in
Jehuti
there.
and starts tearing that mech apart, it's tearing that mech apart, which is kind of a big deal.
Not bad with just the arms to work with.
Thanks, bud.
You would have the nerve to do something like that.
Zone of the Enders 2, by the way, one of the best mech games. Super good game.
If the transmission from an hour
Somebody
ago
in
is to
chat
be
just says,
believed,
clunky controls and combat stop this
there
game
should
from
be some
being great.
survivors in
Yeah,
the
I think
I sent you the location.
crafting stuff behind enemy
have
lines,
to
rescuing
survive.
civilians, having to deal with like kind of a war situation up and close, that stuff's cool, but you know,
Some of these choices just feel kind of like,
they don't really do
What?
much. But I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
I'm
How
sure
am I
somehow
supposed
these
to
will
look
affect my
after you in
ending
this
of like,
state?
you were
Go get
selfish
us
and
some
now your
help.
character is
Quit acting
selfish
all
at the last
tough, old
minute.
man.
In that respect, it feels very much like Binary Domain, which is a game where you build up trust with your NPCs and then that can affect your endings. I feel like there's
must be a
probably some
death's
invisible
door
thing
for you to
happening
be
here.
fussing over me.
Or I would hope so,
But I
right? I hope the
appreciate
game
it.
has that kind of level of weird systemic
You be
quirkiness.
careful out there.
yeah, this voice actor definitely
know?
sounds familiar.
I really did think there had
I think
to
it's
be at
Jameson
least one or
Price.
two Ruthenians with some semblance of a spine.
Look, he's a bad guy.
Come on.
He's got a horrible haircut.
Oh,
At least
yeah.
pick up your gun.
I'm a villain.
This
Seen a
is
lot of those
war.
haircuts in Brooklyn.
Rookie or veteran, one misstep will get you killed.
Oh yeah.
Wow, thanks for the tip, Mr. Obvious.
You
Does
like
he say it?
baseball? I can't get enough.
Look,
of
you
it.
know he's villainous because
3
he's like
strikes
saying
and
random
you're
shit.
out. And you've already got one. I wouldn't talk like that if I were you.
Oh, this is like, I don't know,
Strike
everything
two.
about this game feels like old school and weird. And
Think
I'm,
long
like, I
and
like
think
it, but also
hard.
like,
You've only got one more chance.
I can't recommend this necessarily to people. But for me, it's like my brand of like weird bullshit. I just gave him a
Damn.
health pack.
Dead.
Get that med kit back.
What the hell?
Rookie.
Pat him down.
Bullshit.
Now the game is over.
Give me my shit back.
Look at this pretty boy.
It's me.
Leon
What is it?
Kennedy looking ass.
Understood.
A little
I'll
bit.
come meet you. Break time, rookie. Maybe we'll get to play again sometime. If you live that long.
Fuck you. That's like that's the dialogue option probably. Hey. I don't know. So that's like the opening chapter. Have I played Zoe Mars? I have. I actually reviewed it for our site. I don't know if a cockpit view is the best thing for Zone of the Enders combat.
That was the VR one?
Yeah. But it's Zone of the Enders, which means that it's still pretty fucking good. Zoe's just a... Or are you talking about the... Are you talking about the Game Boy game?
Oh, I had that game.
Because there's also... What is that one? Fist of Mars or something?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Which
it
is
was
different.
like a tactics
so you
game.
could be talking about that.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the VR thing, then it's cool, but the pace of Zoe combat isn't great for VR stuff, I think. If I want a game that has like mech combat in a cockpit, I'll still play, and I still do play very regularly, like maybe once every year, Mobile Suit Gundam
HQ
0079
come in.
Rise
This is
from the
Captain Olga
Ashes, which is a
Kalanina.
Dreamcast game.
Damn.
It's
Which
3
has one of
PM.
my favorite,
I'm on my way to talk to a person of interest.
It's like a really
regarding
good
the
side story for
disappearances happening
Gundam.
all
It's set in
over
Australia,
Novislava.
which is like all worn
A
out
man
because
by
the
the
colony
name of
drop was
Dr.
there.
Lavrov
It's all
seems to
upside
be
down.
involved.
Yeah, everything's
Can't find him by 5
backwards. The
PM.
toilets go the other
Return to
way.
HQ. Over and out.
I thought I made myself
Yeah, Mech
perfectly
Warrior is
clear
also a
when I
good
told you
alternative
not
to
go
that
out
if you
without
want a
backup
cockpit
again.
game.
You need to take a partner.
So
especially
this
to
is
that
your
part of the
second
city.
character. I believe there are
It's
3
dangerous.
characters. Zeonic Front,
Yes,
somebody's
sir, I
saying,
can
is
see
also a very good
that.
Gundam game. That's
Considering
like
everything the
Gundam
army
if it
is
was
here.
also
I don't remember them
old
saying anything
school
about
Rainbow
stationing
Six,
troops in the
which
city.
I really
Ooh.
like.
Breach on Zulu.
But you can, yeah, you can do all that stuff with your team, and you can set those waypoints. It's really good. Zeonic Front's very good. It's also one of those strange things that, like, I don't think there's anything wrong sympathizing with
Skirmish, huh?
Xeon soldiers.
Give me a break.
Just don't be like, I love Girin Zabi, because that dude's basically Hitler. But
Damn.
Zeonic Front is weird because that's another one of those games that, like, as you start to get more and more the newer mobile suits, it starts to really aestheticize, kind of like the Nazi aesthetic feels of Xeon a little bit. I like Zeonic Front a lot, though.
Olga.
So she's our second character. This whole chapter is bananas, so I'm actually going to go to our title screen. She is searching for a criminal doctor, and somehow it's going to tie into the rest of the story. I believe there's a third character, but I don't know if they are like a mercenary or whatever. I've played this game for a couple chapters now, and I've just not encountered them. We're going to hop back to Mikhail.
My boy.
And see if I can get to another mech segment to show things off. For the record, Zeonic Front is very good. I like 0079, Rise from the Ashes better. A lot of people, when I bring up old Gundam games, they say they like Journey to Jaburo as well, but I think that's mostly because it's like one of the only ones that they played on like the PlayStation 2. Okay, so where am I at? Is this? Yeah, so I'm starting to meet up with more people again. I'm playing as Mikhail. Have an assault rifle. You're going to see how
Caution.
things get
The
really
enemy is
hard.
approaching.
It's like there are drones, there are snipers. I got to get over here. It's fucking hard. And I'm probably going to get spotted. Like, they start throwing
A lot of stuff.
tons of stuff at you.
Yes. Weird.
Yeah, and the thing I want to do is just mostly distract the guard here.
That's
Caution.
okay.
The enemy is approaching.
That's the one.
Yeah, so he just
Oh,
saw me, so
wow.
like, fuck that. So stealth in this game is incredibly difficult. Enemies are just going to start shooting at me. I'm probably just going to die here. Right, like, look. So this is what I talk about when I'm saying that, like, this game is tricky.
Huh.
But I need to go that way. So this game ends up being a lot of repetition. Also, that game over screen looking very Metal Gear,
Yeah.
looking very
Game over.
especially like I don't know. It feels like just the MGS2 font a ton. Oh, somebody's been building. Oh, somebody's talking about Gunpla in there. You got the Sazabi. It's the best mech. Well, it's the best mech that Char uses. Actually, so let's talk about Char's mobile suits for a second. I like the Hayuku Shiki. For all you Gundam, for
The
all you
enemy
Zeta
is
Gundam
approaching.
fans out there, I think the Hayuku Shiki is like a really, really cool suit. There you go. Let's talk about mobile suits and mechs for a second.
Go for it.
It's great. Yeah, so now we're at like the game starts to really play up stuff, the stealth stuff a lot. I don't know how that fucker saw me. It pisses me off. If I wait here too long, the motherfucking drones are gonna see me. It sucks. I'm gonna toss one of these just to distract these clowns.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Oh, you fuckers.
Did they see?
There's also a tank. Somebody mentioned the Sinanju. I like Gundam Unicorn, but I gotta tell you, I do not like the
Caution.
Sinanju.
The enemy is approaching.
In general, I don't think Full Frontal is an interesting character. And yes, Paul, there is a character in Gundam whose name is
That's
Caution.
amazing.
Full
The enemy is
Frontal.
approaching.
Frontal.
What was that noise? What?
Oh, you fuckers! Oh God!
What is happening?
Da 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 da
Hell
da
yeah, hell yeah.
da da
freaking hurts.
da 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 da. Am I stuck?
Oh,
I'm
you're
stuck.
stuck.
Oh no!
Our
Oh no!
Nice.
Video games.
They can't find you here.
Oh God.
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna
That
get through
was
there.
What? Whoa.
Okay, so I'm gonna get there because I want to get to the mech section. So you're gonna see me die a couple times. I promise you, I'm not terrible at games.
No,
This
I
is-
don't think that says that about
This
you
is
at all.
more kind of, I don't want to call a game terrible, because I like this game. Because there are things I like about this game. But yeah, I'm playing on easy, and this shit is bananas.
Huh.
And I don't really know the best way
Caution.
to get through
The enemy
here,
is
which unless
approaching.
it's like maybe down this street, but also like there's lots of drones, man. And I think it actually wants me to go this way. I think it might
Caution.
actually
The
expect
enemy
me
is
to.
approaching.
What if once maybe go wide right?
No, man, just because
No.
there's tanks everywhere. I know exactly where I need to go, and there are ways to survive this even if I encounter enemies and there's combat.
Nice.
You fucker. Oh god, don't do this to me.
Nice.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Did he survive that?
I think it didn't really hit him well.
Oh, damn.
Caution. The enemy is
Nice.
It's not an easy game.
Come on, man, just die.
approaching. Caution. The enemy is
What a
approaching.
weird game.
You would think that the enemy would be on like the highest of alerts right now. Nah.
Oh, there he goes.
Did you see me?
Oh,
Did
that
it see me?
drone.
Did it see me? Did
That
it
Best
see me?
Buy drone caught you.
Dun 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 dun
Get
dun.
out of there.
The enemy is approaching.
They might not have seen me. So the thing I actually need to do here, which is incredibly awkward, is
Mikhail. Garmonian
The
soldiers
lights
this.
are killing civilians in this area.
okay.
Transmitting coordinates to your device.
Damn it.
I can't. Do
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
What
so
the hell is this game?
Did they destroy my cover?
They destroyed your
They
cover.
destroyed my cover. I need that to get over that fence.
Oh god.
What kind of world am I living in?
Oh jeez.
I'm just gonna let them kill me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I-
Oh, they shot him. Damn.
No, I'm just gonna.
I don't want to die yet.
I
Oh my
promise
God.
you. I promise you. I want to get to the mech.
I believe in you.
It's hard, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." It's a weird game. Oh, the Gushin, the regular and the rebake, full rebake.
I have a half-built Gundam that I'll never finish.
What Gundam is it? Is it the Barbados?
No, it's from Gundam Wing. It's the one with the Death Scythe.
Literally the Death
It's called
Scythe.
Death
It's called
Scythe?
the Death Scythe.
Yeah, there you go.
You still, I think I'm gonna bring it up again.
I
You still
know.
haven't finished IBO.
I know. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish
Fucking-
it this year.
Fucking breaking my heart.
Yeah, I'll do it.
See, I would get into Gunpla if I didn't live in a fucking closet in the middle of Manhattan, or not Manhattan,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, or everything's super small.
It was nice to just like take some time to build it. It's like a very meditative experience.
I used to build Gundam models when I was a kid, though,
Mm.
which was very, very nice. So I know exactly what I need to do. I've done this segment.
Do you lose your Molotov from the last time?
No.
Okay. Nice.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Oh, Best Buy drone caught you. Oh, look at this fucker.
Yeah, shooting in this game is hard.
It looks terrible.
Okay, can I just get through here now that I don't have to deal with the fucking roly-poly robot?
Garmonian soldiers
Okay.
are killing civilians
There's
in
robots
this
everywhere.
area.
So,
Transmitting coordinates
Okay.
to your device.
Damn it. Why are they doing
so this is what the game wants you to do.
Oh God.
It's bananas.
What the What?
Okay.
Oh, get homie on the ground.
Don't you do this to me.
No.
Okay. Okay. So
Fortnite it.
nailed it. Right? I have one shot in my fucking. Well, actually, only not one shot, but I got one shot.
Do not miss a chance to blow.
Lose yourself in the music moment.
Oh.
I want that vodka.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You say mazel tov?
Yeah.
Like I'm about to have a toast?
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Chug that.
I don't have a lot of options here, and I need to get to a mech. I think there's a guy who talks to me. He's a journalist.
Oh wow. Someone said Freedom Fighters. I love
Yeah.
that game.
So I'm gonna show this guy for 2 seconds. He's French.
Be alert.
He's a
Someone is approaching you
journalist.
from behind.
He's great. So this is like, so it's a weird ass
Apologies,
game.
mon ami.
It's a weird ass game.
I wasn't trying to sneak
Mon
up on
ami.
you. The name's Patrick Lemaire. I'm a freelance reporter.
Look at this press sneak fuck.
I know. I was about to say that. You just beat me to it.
You know it.
What if this game was just called Press Sneak Fuck and you played as the press guy? Stealthy.
Man, this is like a so
You are
interesting
kidding, right?
game to me. Like I'm gonna play the shit out of it, but you know.
I am reporting.
Yeah, he kind of does look like Drebin because he has the lighter hair too.
Drebin, wow.
You know why he's called Drebin?
No.
He makes naked
You're
guns.
telling me you knew this would happen?
Do you
I
not?
don't get it.
The protagonist of
something
the Naked Gun series
Oh,
is
wow.
Frank Drebin.
Damn, deep cut.
Yeah, and so
I take it
Drebin's
you
whole
believe me,
you in
sir.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is that he
See, I just want to ask you
takes
a few
the
questions.
protection off of guns to
I've
like all the
been watching you
biometric
for a
shit and
while
makes them
now.
naked again. So that's why he's called Drebin.
You're a
Those movies
born survivor.
probably don't hold up, right?
The Naked Gun
Like
movies.
problematic.
The first
Probably
one,
problematic.
first one's
exactly.
hysterical.
Yeah.
I think.
Everybody ought
They
to
get
put
worse and
their own
worse. The
life
first one
first,
is good because it
ahead
has
of anyone
Ricardo
else's.
Montalban,
Mm.
who's just
Even soldiers.
top tier.
Didn't you know? The Russinian army decided to retreat from Nova Slava.
Yeah, so like that whole section,
Retreat.
there must be a way
Battle
to.
just barely started.
Still, the truth is your
Um,
friends keep pulling back further and further.
Feather.
The only ones left in the city are survivors like
I
you.
just got some interesting
and the
news that I can't
Garmonians
share.
hunting them down.
But you know,
Dum. Son of a. This can't be true.
Nani?
You telling me they aren't sending reinforcements?
Yeah.
Well, they still might, eventually. If the rest of the world gets its ass in gear and decides on a plan
The
of
sequel to
action.
Metal Gear.
The ass in gear.
Ass in gear.
Ass in gear.
Ass in gear.
Well, now for the good news.
But my ass is
I
so
have a
dummy
guaranteed way to
thick.
get you out of this mess. But there's something I need you to do for me.
And what's
So I'm just
that
showing some of the
exactly?
cutscenes and the styles of it. Like it's pulpy and kind of crummy, which I'm into.
First,
I know we
want
talk
to put
about
you to the test
ass
of
in
it
Metal
all.
Gear, but I do want another Metal
Let's
Gear
meet up again
Acid.
later.
Oh yeah.
After all, you were heading somewhere when I stopped you. Perhaps
The
it's best
the
you
tactics
along.
slash card game.
Once you're finished
Oh
with
yeah,
your
it was
errand,
real wacky.
I'll
Yeah.
get
It was
in touch
perfect
with
for
you.
mobile. Should
Yeah,
put it
it
on my
was,
phone.
it was a really good. What was that? A PSP, but also a Vita game,
Yeah.
or maybe it was
What's
just
with
Vita
that
only.
guy?
I forget.
I don't like this.
Okay, so
Koshka, was he serious?
I'm
about
gonna
the
make my way
retreat?
through here.
Currently, no official order has been given. However, I cannot determine the situation is not as he says.
I'm reaching my
Damn
fuel
it.
limit
So if I want help,
or my
use it.
weight limit on stuff, which is crummy. I just
Wow.
want to get to the robot, and then we can finish.
This is such a weird mechanic. What the hell is this?
It's really clumsy.
That's just so like you can't go back now.
So I need to talk to the civilian who I don't know if I can save. In my first playthrough, she like did shit.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Hey,
This area's dangerous. Get out of here.
You silly goose. It's dangerous.
Did you hear me? I said get out of here. Head for the shelter, okay?
She's gonna shoot your ass if you don't
no.
watch your tone, my guy.
Don't talk down to me.
Oh,
Well,
that's
hey,
what I'm talking
It's
about.
your fault this happened.
Stand up for
of
yourself,
you.
girl.
there are a lot of like so when you're playing as the cop, you're going into these slums, and then the war happens. And one of the things is like
You're right. We weren't able to protect this city. but you
trying
can still get out of here.
to you can
you
do
don't,
side missions
you'll
to get
die,
survivors
just like
to
all the others.
Give me one reason why I should
shelters
listen
and
to
stuff,
anything
which
a
I think is
loser
actually
like
kind of
you has to
interesting.
say. I'm going to kill every last one of them. Since you can't seem to do it, I
Damn,
will.
girl.
Let's see if we can talk her down. Stop.
Please, just stop.
Stop! Stop, he says! Sure, I'll stop. I'll stop living.
Don't do. Oh, okay, I thought she was gonna do something real.
One of them is all right. No,
all right.
Jesus Christ.
There's no reason to die. Stop being
Damn,
stupid.
dog.
He's not
You're right.
really great at this.
There's no reason to do anything anymore.
Oh God, no,
Oh,
girl.
no, she's gonna do
girl,
it.
don't do it.
Even
Sorry
with-
guys, if this is like a trigger thing for anybody. They don't show it, I don't think.
Oh, jeez. What the
Bullshit.
heck?
Bullshit.
Wow.
So we are getting close to the mech. Which some people will be like, that's garbage. But there's character relationships as the game progresses.
I'm gonna sip on my tea for a second. I need to recover.
I can't craft a lot of stuff. I need to follow up with some folks about GDC stuff. I can beat him up with a shovel.
Koshka to Mikhail. Location of 14th platoon confirmed.
Did I get spotted?
Several survivors are engaged
Oh,
in
yeah, you got
combat,
spotted.
but they are outnumbered.
Fuck
the
you.
enemy is patrolling the area. Be careful, Mikhail.
Damn it. I'm not gonna make it in time.
Dang.
Located inactive
Oh yeah, there's someone
Wanzer.
else coming.
There are soldiers guarding it. Please be careful.
Is he gonna go away? Why are you still firing at me? But are these guys on alert now? No, they don't seem to be.
That mech is is that a mech?
Yeah, I want the mech.
Oh, man, back off, bro.
Do that. I hate it. Okay. Okay, so now I gotta sneak and get this mech.
Someone asked, how do you feel about the crouch speed?
It's not great.
I feel like rolling is the best option here.
So the problem here is that there are
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
so many enemies. That getting to the mech is...
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Oh.
Oh, fuck you. Don't do this to me.
That's the one.
Oh God.
Can I get to the mech?
Oh, you can do it. You can do it.
I lit
To the
myself on-
fire.
I lit myself on fire. So I want to get to the mech. And then,
My
then we can
God.
be done. It's a weird ass game. It's a weird ass game. Yeah, there's a faster sprint, but it doesn't really work.
You have to press left bumper twice.
Yeah,
It's weird.
It's not always reliable. So
Just
I
like
just,
in
I
all
just
the
kind of
games.
do like the jiggy jog that they give you.
So you're gonna have more impressions on it about it later on. In the
Later
set, right?
on today.
Okay.
And my general
Caution.
impression is just
The
like
enemy is approaching.
this game fascinates me. That doesn't mean I think it's good.
Koshka to Mikhail. Location of 14th platoon confirmed.
But
Several
it is a
survivors are
game that I
engaged in
think
combat, but
is
they are
fascinating. Am I
outnumbered.
playing this on
The
very
enemy
hard?
is
Sure as
patrolling
shit
the
not.
area. Be careful,
Actually,
Mikhail.
also Sakura
I'm not gonna
Swordfish.
make it in time.
I was quoting Shaka
Located
Khan,
inactive Wanzer.
You were.
There are soldiers
That's true.
guarding it.
which Kanye
Please be
sampled.
careful.
The kids these days, they don't
Kids
know.
these days.
They don't freaking know.
Someone asked, "Hey Heather and Paul, hey chat, this game looks awful. What's the deal?"
I mean, that's kind of long and short of it.
Yeah.
It's a mech game set in the Front Mission universe, with sneaking
Caution.
and some
The
other
enemy
stuff.
is approaching.
If you're just tuning in, we'll be putting this on our YouTube archive, so
Yeah.
youtube.com/Kotaku. I know we're just joking. Swordfish.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Whoa, oh,
Oh yeah. It's not gonna work out that well.
just sprint.
Caution. The enemy is approaching.
Oh
God,
fuck, are you
don't-
serious?
Don't do that to me.
Oh god,
video
this game is garbaggio. Get it, board up.
There you go.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
It's a giant robot.
Teleport right up on top there.
Cool. So now I actually get to play as the walking robot,
The Walking Dead.
as a Wanzer,
Wanza.
a Wanzer, as some nonsense people might say. It's clunky, and a lot of people are probably gonna be like, this is garbage. But you know what? Giant mechs, man.
Yeah, look at this giant mech. Oh, look at that other giant mech. Look at those PS2 ass explosions. I like it.
Damage level insignificant. Leg damage worsening. Use caution.
God.
Legs failing. Movement function.
Oh no.
Got one.
Yeah, girl. Love it. Blow them up.
But my legs are already pretty weak. Which is not good, and I think there's another mech nearby. You can pick up enemy things, though.
Connected. Rifle. Left hand.
No, I still want the launcher. Yeah, there's another.
Man. I kind of want a really good
Like urban mech game.
urban mech game. Yeah, like multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Give me that.
I might die here.
Equipment
Hard to say.
remaining rounds in. Right hand. Machine gun.
Oh.
Damage critical. I advise abandoning this map.
Skirt. I like that move.
Improvement with remaining rounds in. Right shoulder. Missile launcher.
I mean, maybe I die here. No matter what, I wanted to show off the...
Yeah. Nice.
I wanted to show off the mech stuff. But I also like... So here's the thing. There are different kind of ways of handling mech combat. And I am also a fan of sometimes of mechs that are just big hunks of fucking garbage metal.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's fascinating to me.
Whoa.
Improvement with remaining rounds in.
Yeah, whatever happened to Mech Assault?
I might die.
Escape immediately.
Yeah, I think he got me.
Oh.
I think he got me. But that's it. So I think that's what we're gonna show off for now.
All right.
It's a bananas game. I'm super fascinated by it. I'll have some more expressions for how I feel about this game.
These are
I'll
my
have some more
expressions.
impressions about this game later on today. Very, very busy. You know. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. It's not a game that I would be like, you guys have to go out and play. But for me, I'm fascinated by it in that sort of professional, critical sort of way. Also,
Right.
giant mechs are just cool. I like robots.
They are
Like
cool.
that was clumsy right there. But like, man, I love piloting giant robots.
Who doesn't?
All right. So that was it.
Peace, everybody.
See you guys.